If you're absolutely doo-doo garbage at the rim, here are my top 5 finishing techniques to help all my short kings and queens out there lay some things over stronger, taller, and faster on-ball defenders in a 1v1 situation. And unlike those other videos that use dummy defenders, these are all clips from 1v1 sessions with a current collegiate hooper 10 years younger than me, 6 inches taller, 8 inches up there, and God only knows what he's packing down there. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Now remember, I said stronger, taller, and faster defenders in a 1v1 situation. Stronger, taller, faster, and 1v1 being the operative words here. So right off the bat, we're ruling out up and unders, spin moves, Pinoy steps, and or any crazy acrobatic lays. Because although they look cool and are effective to some degree, I've done the dabbling. They only work less than 50% of the time on a more athletic defender with length, or even a smart ducky like me. Those moves typically work best against help side or a rotating defense. However, my top 5 techniques work 90% of the time against both an on-ball or help defender and don't require an insane vert. However, you have to at least be either quick, shifty, or a shooter. Otherwise, I hate to break it to you, but basketball is going to be very challenging. So let's duck around and break it down, going from the most basic to the most advanced. Alright, first up, we got the basic same foot, same hand finish. On a wide open layup, you'll typically use an inside foot, outside hand finish. But even on a blow by, you won't always have a clear-cut advantage against a more athletic defender because of the length and speed. So throw off their timing by laying it up early with a same foot, same hand finish, and forego taking that last step with your inside foot, because that one extra step is just enough time for a faster, taller defender to recover and contest. Now when it comes to the read, this won't work if you're neck and neck, only if you have a clear step on it. However, a good variation for that situation is to throw in a bump with your inside foot before finishing outside foot, outside hand. Next up, we got any type of 2-foot bump finish. This works best if you're neck and neck with the defender, but you have a bit of a gap between you. Now seeking contact in the air is doable, but difficult without bunting. So the best version for us small is to either bump on the ground or on the way up, as opposed to creating contact at the top of your jump. Now situationally, I found that this tends to work best near the baseline because we can use the rim to our advantage. Using a pro hop or a jump stop to get from outside the paint to underneath the rim gives you the option to finish on either side, which forces the defender to choose. Now I smoked that wide open lay, but you get the point. At number 3, we got my all-time favorite, the Veer step finish. The Veer step is simply the act of using your last step, typically your inside foot, to change your driving angle by veering into or in front of the defender, typically with a lateral movement, and create contact with your inside shoulder, hip, and or legs to prevent them from jumping with you. Ideally, you want to create contact on the floor, but it still works even if you don't, as long as you're able to absorb contact in the air. Now my number 1 go-to finishing technique is a variation of this, and it's simply OP, although it does require good touch around the rim. The Veer step paired with an extendo leg. It's damn near impossible to block without fouling because the defender technically has to go straight up to contest. It's a guaranteed and one every single time. Now if y'all want a tutorial or drills to help you add this to your bag, or any of these finishes for that matter, let me know in the comments and I got you, gang. At number 4, we got the slow step finish, which is very similar to the Veer step. The only difference is really slowing down on that last step before you finish at the rim. Now if you're smart ducky, this is the point where you should be asking, well then when do I use a Veer step and when do I use the slow step? Well that, my friends, is based on your read. The read for the Veer step is the same as a 2-foot bump finish, when you're neck and neck with the defender with a little bit of a gap between you. Deciding which one to use is based on preference in the situation, specifically the angle of your drive. If it's pretty much a straight line drive, I'll typically use the Veer. However, if I'm in a position where I don't have a good angle, I'll tend to use some type of 2-foot bump finish. But the read for the slow step is just slightly different, still neck and neck with a bit of a gap. However, if you read the defender is moving faster than you, if you sense their momentum is really going hard downhill to try and beat you to the spot, that's when the slow step is most effective, because just a little bit of contact with a slight change of pace is enough to make them go flying. And last but not least, at number 5, we got the slow step bump euro. A standard euro or bump euro are both great transition moves or ways to finish through 2 help defenders, but not ideal for a 1v1 situation if you're smaller and less athletic than the defender. However, by simply adding a change of pace by using a slow step after the bump, it effectively works like a step through. I forgot to mention I intentionally did not put step throughs in this list because I don't classify them as finishing techniques. I consider them more as shot fake counters, but I digress. You'll notice that the slow step bump euro takes a lot of the skills required of the other 4 techniques and kind of puts them all into one, just with slightly different applications. You still have to veer into your defender and create contact, but in this case it's with a live dribble, and then slow step with your outside leg as you gather the ball. Then the ball fake sells the same foot, same hand finish, while also helping you to get skinny on the euro or de facto step through before finishing with an actual same foot, same hand extendo leg. Basketball's as much of an art as it is a science. That's the dabbly way. So smash that like button and please subscribe if you like this breakdown. Let me know in the comments what other topics or skills you're interested in learning. Quack quack, say it back.